I hate to say it. I'll hold on. I'll hold off. I'll let you say it.
Oh, wait, what do I have to say? The bad news.
I'll say it then.
Hey guys, Victoria here, and welcome to the Geeky Sandbox. So today we are going to be doing a spoiler review over the movie 65 with my buddy Kenneth. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him in here soon, and we'll get started on the review. And we're officially live on, not live, but you know what I mean.
All right, we're officially recording.
We're officially recording. See, there's the word.
Hello, Victoria.
Hello, Kenneth. Everybody.
I mean, hello, Sandbox.
Oh yeah, sorry. There are people here too. Yeah. Hello, Kenneth, or saying hello to Sandbox people. I promise I've done this before. I promise.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the movie 65, and our directors are Scott Beck and Brian Woods.
Yes, I've never heard of either of them.
You know, me either. Whenever this movie was first announced and we talked about the trailer, it was something that I was going to do a whole thing and like post my reaction and all that stuff. And then I never did because I just completely forgot to do it. But I was like, you know what? It's okay. This is great. That way that we'll experience this for the first time. But looking up Scott Beck, he has a lot of credits as like a movie producer, but he's been involved with specifically movies like A Quiet Place. There's a movie coming out this year called The Boogeyman. I've seen that trailer a few times.
I saw the trailer, yeah. I saw that.
There's also this movie called Haunt, which is about this group of friends going to a haunted house. I know, sounds very original. Beck and Woods, they both worked on this as well. So it seems like they like to...
As directors?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting. I noticed that the music was by Chris Bacon, and I just wish so bad there was a P in his initials.
Crispy Bacon! Oh,
it's just
God.
Chris Bacon, but I mean, how dope would that have been?
At first, I thought you were going to say, like, I really hope he was related to Kevin Bacon. I didn't know where you were going to go with it, but that's way better than Kevin Bacon.
Kevin P. Bacon.
Doesn't have the same ring to it.
Not quite. But okay, so these guys work together.
And they kind of dabble a lot in the horror side of things, just based on all the stuff that they have here.
Yeah, clearly, yeah. That my biggest draw for watching this was just because we mentioned it was actually because writers of A Quiet Place. I was like, so let me introduce myself. Let me strap in. Quiet Place. And wow.
You know,
well
is right. I think they might have advertised it that way on purpose too, right? Just because they knew
probably absolutely
the big success of A Quiet Place and the, as the kids say, the chokehold that it had on everybody. So they're like, you know, you like this, you might like this sci-fi action movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie's rated PG-13. It's only about an hour and a half,
which was great, actually. An hour and a half. Like, when's the last time you saw a movie in theaters less than 2 hours? Like, actually.
Very true. Because I feel like now every time I go into a movie, I better not be tired.
Bro, yeah, I'm bringing a tent, a pillow. I'm getting set up every time I go see a movie. Did you notice in your research that there's only 5 billed cast members, like named cast members, in the whole movie?
Yes, and I feel like I don't remember where Alexandra's ship was.
I believe that's the voice of the ship.
Oh,
the AI.
Oh,
yeah, I believe.
Alexandra's ship, voice of the ship, you know?
I didn't even think about that.
It was meant to be.
Amazing. I thought Adam Driver did a really good job for the script that he had. And it's not to say the script was terrible, but there were some lines that were really stilted, but he delivered them well with conviction and convincingly, I thought.
I was kind of worried once I realized that Adam Driver was a dad, because I was like, am I going to believe it? Was kind of my thought.
Yeah. He's like old young.
Yeah. And so I was like, what? Am I going to believe it? But then I think what really helped was the performance of the daughter, who's played by Chloe Coleman, who I just...
Yeah, she was great.
Recently saw her play the daughter of Chris Pine and Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, is that who she played? I saw her in the trailer and I was like, who's that person?
I think she just has a way of delivering in terms of like familial type of performance that I think that she was able to give. Familial.
She's got that daughtery vibe. I thought Koa was great as well. For a character who had basically no lines at all, I thought she did a great job. Really good physical acting, like all the running and the fear and the all that good stuff was great. And they had nice moments of levity between the two of them without talking. It was very nice.
Apparently, Koa was in Love and Monsters.
Oh, I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
I have no memory of that person.
You're like, wait,
she must have been way younger. That was
Yeah.
like 6 years ago now, right?
2020.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Whoa. So the first instance of the asteroid, I thought, oh, cute, they're gonna do like a cameo. Asteroid gets a cameo in this movie. He's not gonna steal the show. And sorry, spoiler alert, the asteroid steals the show.
Yeah, the asteroid is actually the top billing actor in this entire movie.
Yeah, they literally did like POV shots of the asteroid, like dirty over the shoulders from the asteroid's perspective in space. Like, we know he's there. So this movie is about two of my favorite things: camping and dinosaurs. If you really boil it down, that's what it's all about. But in actuality, the movie is about Mr. Driver not driving a young girl to safety after they're discovered to have crash landed on an alien planet, which, plot twist, is actually past Earth. Now, it gets a little fuzzy here because in the trailers, it says humans discovered. But these are clearly not humans because they're from a totally different planet. I'm gonna spoil the F out of this for everybody just to save you the hour and a half. My God, I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. I'm razzing on it. It's really not that bad. I genuinely I enjoyed it. I just wished for more of it. You know.
I kept thinking that this girl was going to be Adam Driver's daughter.
Oh my gosh, yes. I thought the exact same thing. Yes.
Oh yeah, it was Adam Driver's character's name is Mills.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking him and his daughter like crash landed on this planet, and it's supposed to be 65 million years ago, which we know what happened 65 million years ago. Or...
right. That old that old hat.
And so like now it's just we get to, I guess, see what was happening right before the dinosaurs were destroyed by the
like Mills races against the asteroid that hits Earth 65 million years ago.
Pretty much.
It's amazing. That was a twist I actually didn't see coming. Like they kind of set it up early-ish, and then like I kind of clocked it in the back of my mind, and then when it started happening, I turned to Sherry, my wife, and I was like, dude. Like that's what I said. I was like, dude. They crash land and they're trying to get to the escape pods that crash landed somewhere else on the planet, and I think it's only like a 15-kilometer hike, right? It's like a very it was like a shockingly small distance, and
it was not far.
Yeah, and I like at first it didn't make sense, and then when the asteroid made the cameo, I was like, oh, it makes sense because they have to get there quickly. Like it's not like a Mordor trip. It's like it's yeah. It was such a short distance, I couldn't believe it.
While they're going through all of that, trying to get to the escape pod so that way they can try to get Koa, who was on the ship along with other, I guess they're not humans, passengers. That Mills had to transport somewhere. Like he was doing this last job. He was just a pilot. This was supposed to be the job that was supposed to help his daughter. I think it's supposed to pay for.
Oh, we didn't say this part, dude. His daughter's sick, and he's doing this horrible 2-year-long journey to get some money to pay for his daughter's care, like medicine. And I hate to say it. I'll hold on. I'll let you say it.
Oh, wait, why do I have to say it? The bad news.
I'll say it then. His daughter doesn't make it, you guys. Even though he did the trip, he did the journey, his daughter actually succumbed to the disease like partway through his journey.
Yeah.
Like he knew about it before he crash landed.
He was just kind of
going through the motions.
And maybe not, I guess obviously not in a place of accepting it, because who would want to accept, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Early in the movie, he contemplates like suicide. Like actually he holds a gun to his head and everything, and it's very very dark for a moment. There's a lot of like strange whiplash in this movie, I would say. That's the only kind of way I know how to describe it, like because the whole opening sequence of the movie is actually like a wonderful afternoon with him and his wife and his daughter, and then there's lots of imagery and dialogue about his daughter, and then like really early on they're like, yeah, by the way, she didn't make it, so it's like, oh well, enjoy the rest of the movie, everyone. It's like, wait,
that was a huge gut punch, because I was like, totally. Okay, I was like, I guess we're here, and then he's kind of put in a position where he has to kind of care for someone that's probably about the same age as his daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
Because no one survives on the ship when it crash lands except this one.
Except for one little girl.
Except Koa, yeah.
There's another twist too, Victoria. He tells Koa, because they have a language barrier.
Yes.
And he tells Koa that they have to get to the escape shuttle to get to her family.
Mm-hmm.
But he knew before they set off on their journey that actually her parents had perished in the crash already.
Yeah. Do you think he told her that because he knew that she wouldn't go?
Yes, I believe so. Or like he has no. I personally, I don't think he had any reason to believe that she wouldn't go with him.
I don't either.
And he didn't really like convey the message well either. He drew like two stick people on a triangle.
he's like family.
Yeah. Well, here's my super cool lie. And she's just like, okay, I like. And then they go. And it's like, you didn't have to tell her that, like it was a whole thing. It was very strange. And like these things happen super early in the movie, like really early in the movie. Like these are all revealed quite early on in the movie, except for the daughter thing. Like it's hinted at heavily, but they don't explicitly state that she had passed until like halfway or past 2/3 of the movie, if I remember correctly. There's like a point where it's like, boom, clearly stated she's passed. Because for a while they keep giving like little glimpses, like maybe he'll get home to her, maybe she's okay. Koa's like, maybe that's his daughter that's hanging out at home. But then later they straight up just say it later on, like, no, she died. And it's like, what the hell? What?
It was crazy. Whatever planet they're from, the technology, which I have thoughts about. It's supposed to be.
Tell me. I can't wait because I was thinking something too. Okay, let's say it on 3 together.
Okay.
Let's just see if it's right. Okay, so on 3, I'll say 1, you say 2. So go on. Okay, ready? 1,
2,
3.
3.
The gun
is bad.
Also
okay, I was like, the gun is bad.
Yes, we said the same thing. They highlighted a lot in the trailer, and it seems really cool.
Mm-hmm. But then, like, when you get to the movie, it's like, oh, thinking is pure energy, but then you also have to reload, and then it's like, not infinite.
Yeah.
So it's like they just kind of had to find ways to, like, throughout the plot, like, make Mills not as overpowered because he was on Earth back then. So it's like, I get what they were trying to do, but then I'm like, don't show me this gun that's supposed to be really cool for this character and then take it away.
Yeah, I mean, they could have just as easily, instead of limiting its ammunition, just limited its in being in his hand, which they did several times. But they like were kind of like bored of it, so they're like, okay, now it's got ammo, and then they have these little Space Invader symbols as its ammo count on the side of the gun. It's like, and then it counts all the way down, and you're like, nothing's gonna happen when it counts down, and then it goes. It's like, wait, what? It cocks like a gun. It's so confusing.
They depict that the technology from the planet that he's from is like really advanced, that you get these hologram type of messages from
super
people.
Advanced,
and then like your ship can talk to you.
They're spacefaring as well. Like they're literally mastered space travel.
Yeah, except it can't tell where it is half the time. Which was driving Steven crazy. He was just like, why does it not know where it is, but it could tell where the asteroid is?
We totally skipped the cave sequence too, actually, which was actually one of the highlights in my opinion. Except for the part where there's a freaking bug in her mouth, and it was disgusting.
Oh my god.
It's so gross. They're sleeping in a cave. Mills wakes up and he sees there's something going on with Koa's mouth, and there's a giant like centipede cockroachy thing in her mouth, and he uses a parasite, and it's just like living in her mouth, like, and he uses like this sound emitting thing and explodes it inside her mouth. It's so gross, and I was like, they didn't have to do that. That was so disgusting.
Not. It just turned into body horror all of a sudden.
That was like so sudden, and me and Sherry both audibly were like, "Ugh!" like that in the theater. Like it was so gross.
I was not prepared for that. I did think him using his technology to kind of see around him, since it was really dark in the cave, like that was really cool because we could see the dinosaur
the binoculary thing he had, that was really cool. I really loved. He was fighting the Oviraptor, and he couldn't see it because it was so dark, so he used that thing that could sense motion really, really well in a certain field of view, and that's the way he was able to survive that sequence. That was awesome. The Tyrannosaur attack was awesome too, actually. which was, it was exhibited in the trailer, but like they're sleeping and he has this really cool like crystal thing that it's like a proximity sensor, and it's like and then it's like raining, and then I thought that part was really cool. The whole cave sequence before and after was like my favorite part of the whole movie. It was very cool.
I think that was a really good high, and I feel like they placed it there for a reason, because I feel like kind of before we had like a lot of downhill in the sense of like energy. I felt like we were just kind of going down. Koa and Mills may have just had a fight.
She was mad because he wasn't there to help her at the beach when the dinosaur dragged her away.
He was very firm when he told her to go to bed because she was rummaging through his private, tapes.
Right. Yes. That's right.
And so it was nice because the cave scene after that just kind of like picked up everything, and we had these nice cool sequences, and I'm like, that's kind of what I thought the whole movie was going to be like that kind of energy.
Me too, actually. Yeah.
They journeyed through this entire place on Earth and whatnot.
The entire 12 kilometers.
They make it to this ship to get Mills the last push he needs to get them into the escape pod and home and away. Koa uses a message from his daughter to be a distraction, to distract.
For the dinosaurs attacking,
To distract from the dinosaurs,
They're trying really desperately to escape in the escape pod, and they're attacked by two very large dinosaurs. And the ship falls and it's upside down, and they're like, oh, we can't launch because it's upside down. And then a dinosaur flips it right side up for them again, like perfectly lifts it and then puts it right side up for them again.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like, oh, sorry, you're trying to escape. I didn't know that. Roar, and then puts it back upside like correctly for them. And then
roar.
Like, dude, like that moment was baffling to me. I actually was like, okay, hold on. Pardon me one moment, please. Here, like I kept thinking back to like A Quiet Place, like, oh yeah, just like in A Quiet Place when the sound alien just blew up its own head for them. Like, oh yeah, you're trying to kill me, let me do that for you really quick. Like, it was rough, dude. Like, that was probably the lowest point in the movie for me, like one of the worst parts. Like, like it was so predictable and cheesy, and not in a enjoyable way. It was like, seriously, the dinosaur fixes it after like what? That was shocking. There is one thing I wanted to talk about: the infection that he had.
Oh my God. How could I forget?
So
it drove me crazy.
Yeah, me too. Early on in the movie, Mills gets injured and they imply that he's infected. Like the show, like his skin is, miscolored and he's infected. And it keeps going, and it even plays a part several times. It comes up where it almost is the cause of their demise because he's, wincing from the pain, or it hurts so much he can't react in time.
Yeah.
And in fact, all the way to the very ending of the movie where they're on the ship escaping, he then touches it again, and then he relaxes for a sec, and it really seems like he's about to die in the ship.
Yep.
In the last 2 minutes of the movie, it's him and Koa. They're escaping Earth to go home, and it looks like he's about to die in the ship, but he doesn't.
Yeah. But he doesn't.
He doesn't. And so what was the point? I think to myself out loud. Why? So
he doesn't.
Weird.
Nothing happens with the infection.
At all. Yeah.
No hallucinations. He's dry. He pilots it just fine.
It's so weird. Yeah. It just kept coming up. Here's the thing. Let make no mistake. I wanted him to die at the end. That would have been the ultimate sacrifice. He's already lost his daughter. Yeah. Like, as a martyr, he saves this girl who became his surrogate daughter, and he risks his whole life doing it. That's not what happens. He just gets to go home. No problem. He's got a cool scar for a cool story later. That's it.
And then
it's just weird. I don't know. I'm ragging on it, but it's just weird.
It is weird because every time he touched his side, I kept being like, okay, this is it. He's gonna He's gonna be like, all right, I'm done, or something like that. Or they were gonna have a side something where they had to find medicine or something somehow. But
side quest of some sort. But nope.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing.
That drove me crazy. That drove me more crazy than the gun thing, because the gun thing's like, whatever, it's a gun. But this thing, it's like, why did they emphasize so much on it? Why did they kept highlighting it and then have no actual stakes related to it? It was so bizarre to me.
The credit scenes with the transition of the dinosaur there, on the was it the geyser, just seeing the way nature just kind of takes over, things just grass over and life just carries on, and it's as if the dinosaurs were never here.
It was very, very reminiscent of, I don't know if you've played this, Victoria, but I'm sure some people have, of Halo Reach. The final sequence in Halo Reach is almost identical to this. Actually, what happens is at the end of the game, your character, sorry, spoiler for Halo Reach too, your character fails the battle and their helmet falls on the ground, and then they get this beautiful wide shot just like in 65, and it shows that helmet going through the ages, and then all the way until like, you know, mountains grow and like all this stuff happens, but the helmet stays in that position, and it looks it was exactly like in 65, which was in a very good way. I thought it was really cool, actually.
I almost want to say it made me feel like the parts of the movie that were bad didn't happen.
I thought going into it, it was going to be more horror, like with more suspense, like A Quiet Place, but it was it actually felt more like a buddy action movie with jump scares. That's what it felt like. It didn't until the cave sequence. Then there was the tension. Then there was like the anxiety, the claustrophobia, and like that's where it came from. Yeah. But before that, it was just like Ice Age. Oh, on my way, on my way.
They really wanted the audience to feel like tense and feel the pressure that the characters felt. I kind of compared it to whenever you play something like Outlast, where you can run, hide, and that's literally it. And
yeah, no fighting.
You know, it's like high stressful type of gameplay, and I felt like that was us, but we were like on Adam Driver's shoulder like the whole movie, and I was just like, please put me down for a minute. Every time they were trying to like rest, I just remember Steven being like, this planet is trying to kill them, and I was just like, I know.
I was really hoping that they would show some feathered dinosaurs, because science has progressed, like actual real world science has progressed now, that it is widely accepted that dinosaurs should be feathered. But in the end, they just kind of went, cool, Jurassic Park did it, all right, us too, and then no feathers, please. Like they had some accents on some dinosaurs, but not really like what I was hoping for, expecting. And obviously we saw in the trailers lots of, you know, featherless dinosaurs and whatever, but I thought they would at least show something, but they didn't. And the other thing too is the dinosaur selection was very weak. I think I said to Victoria previously, there was only one herbivore shown in the entire movie, and it got murdered right away.
It did.
Yeah, and they actually killed it for a laugh. The sequence was like a comedy, like a funny haha sequence.
You're right.
It was a baby, and they killed it for a laugh, and like that was it. There was no other herbivores, nothing. It was all carnivores all day long. A seemingly infinite spawning amount of carnivores at one point. Very strange. I would have hoped for better and more dinosaur stuff for a movie about dinosaurs, you know?
You're asking for too much, I think.
Sorry, my bad. What about you? What were we hoping and would have enjoyed?
Definitely one of the things that I left saying was that I wanted to see more dinosaurs, and at the time I didn't really know what I meant, but I was like, I want to see more. And I remember wondering if they thought if they showed too many, would they feel like Jurassic Park? But I'm like, you're already a dinosaur movie, so you kind of already are in that same category, and people are gonna, you know, pose those comparisons.
They're gonna compare, because of course.
You know, you're a new dinosaur movie. I mean, it's okay to have like the same one maybe chasing them throughout. Maybe
totally, like a nemesis one that follows them that's consistent. That would be cool. Didn't happen.
That didn't happen. We're right in the movie
actually
now.
partially not true. That little raptory one that attacks him early on is the
back.
same one that attacked Koa later, but it's not the same dinosaur though, because he kills that first one, but an identical one attacks her later and she blows it up, literally explodes it.
You're right, with the little like
in the stump things. She explodes it, so I guess that's recurring.
Yeah, maybe.
Not convinced.
No, I really wanted them to do something with the meteor. Like maybe we had a sense of time to know how close it was coming, or not close. We did. How fast it was coming. That way they would get there a little faster, and then that way whenever they got stopped or every time they had to take a rest,
you would feel the nervousness, right?
You would feel it in that way versus like, oh my gosh, they're being attacked again. Whether it's like a screen or title screen card, or maybe his device gives them some kind of time update, and maybe you see it getting bigger. But I know like maybe they didn't want to overuse it, but I think I would have liked it. It would have made the stakes higher. It would have gotten us more involved. Give us something to root for.
The ticking time bomb should have been more evident.
Maybe shown different parts of the planets, because they really stayed in that jungle area for a very long time, and then we're in the cave
Yeah, suddenly cave, suddenly desert, suddenly geysers. It's like,
Yeah,
what?
the 3 parts
Yeah.
of Earth that you need to know. So, do you recommend this movie, and would you watch it again?
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna go out, despite all the razzing we're doing. I'm gonna say yes. I would actually recommend watching this movie. I just wouldn't pay for it if that makes sense. Like, watch it on streaming, bootleg it. Sorry, like, yeah, watch it. It's enjoyable. It's new dinosaur media. Like, I totally recommend watching it. I did have a little buyer's remorse that I paid money to see it in theaters, but I ate some popcorn that day, and that was nice.
I feel the same because as soon as we finished watching this movie, Stephen was like, this kind of feels like it could probably be on Netflix, was one of the things he
Absolutely.
said.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah. And I still was just like, Deontay, when this goes to streaming, I need to see you watch this.
yeah, exactly.
And then he was just like, why? And it's like, because I want you to see the potential that it had. And that,
yes. Oh my gosh, yes,
yeah,
exactly.
I don't regret going to see it, but I regret. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason I regretted seeing it in theaters was because, like, I like going to see movies in movie theaters specifically for things that are visually exciting, that or have audio that's so exciting that you should see it in huge screens, surround sound, right?
Mm-hmm.
But other, like, that's why I don't watch a lot of comedies in movie theaters, because I know that's probably not worth the dollars to go to the theater when I can just enjoy it more in the comfort of my home, right?
Mm-hmm.
And laugh maniacally there. Like, this movie wasn't even like a visual treat. It was kind of ugly. Like, there were some beautiful parts of it, like the ending sequence with the time passing and the dinosaurs looked cool, but it wasn't incredible.
I'm pretty sure that I saw that you could rent it, possibly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, I got a digital copy when I went to the theater, so I could I'll give it the digital copy, whatever. To the 100th commenter, you get the digital copy from me.
Apple TV, Redbox, Google Play, all for 20 smackaroos.
I'm gonna be generous. I'm gonna give it a geeky rating of 3.6 out of 5.
Oh, that's a first.
Yeah, it's above a pass.
First, I want to say that I think on Letterboxd I gave this movie a 2.
Oh, out of 5?
I think I gave it a 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna say a 2.5. I feel like the potential made me sad, but I liked what they tried to do with a dinosaur story. That makes sense.
And you know what's super telling? The fact that this is a dinosaur movie, and we in this review barely talked about any of the dinosaurs. It's because they were pretty much all very, very forgettable. Also, do you remember that this was actually produced by Sam Raimi?
Yes, I saw that just then, and I was like,
which is crazy.
Did he know? By the way, sir, you have a producer credit on 65.
He's like, oh, me? Okay, 65. Oh, is that a math movie? Those are our thoughts on 65.
Yeah. Do you
watch it or don't?
Don't be mad at us if you love it, if you hate it. If you hate it, be mad at you.
Yeah, be mad at yourself, dude. You messed up. No, I'm kidding. It's not that bad.
All the signs were here. No, I'm just kidding. No. I feel like you'll still find something in it that you will like. Give it a try, whether it's in theaters or at home on your comfortable couch or table.
You're getting really specific about where they should watch the movie, dude.
Because they can't watch it in their bedroom.
Wait, what?
Do you have anything that you want to recommend to the people watching? Anything that you're currently, I guess, interested in? TV, movie, games?
I recommend you go out and you find a friend that you haven't spoken too much with lately and just have a chat with them about some stupid movie and have a great afternoon. Like, 'cause this was great.
Yeah.
I had a great time. But actual recommendations, I've been watching a lot of Scrubs lately, which has aged fairly well. There are some not great things about it, but overall the message is good. It was quite progressive in what they attempted to do. It's a good wind down show, I would say. You get a couple laughs, you get a couple emotions from sad things, and then you go to sleep and you snore loudly. That's me.
Take this with a grain of salt because I didn't get to finish it, but I started watching Luther because the plan was to watch all of Luther before I watched the new movie that dropped on Netflix called Luther the Fallen Son. The week that I decided to start watching it was, of course, when they were like, hey, actually, all of the episodes are going to be removed from Hulu. And I was like, oh okay.
Okay, I'll start now.
I was like, okay. Steven was trying to help me do the math because I was like, first I was convinced there was like 10 seasons. And then when I looked it up, there was only like 5 and 20 episodes. Okay. But then because it was like on Hulu, there's like the subscription I have, there's ads. And so I was like, so I'm just watching I'm never going to finish this.
It's like your One Piece journey.
If you know, towards the end of the first series or season 1, and I forgot that I was doing it. And then Saturday came up and I was in a movie. I don't know what Steven and I were watching, but it was in the middle of this, like the trailer. And I sat there and I was like, oh my God, I did not finish. I was like, Luther? It was like, it's gone. I was like, Luther's gone. I'm sure it's somewhere. I can find it somewhere. But I was like,
oh, definitely.
Well, never watching it now.
Damn. Yeah, that's actually really disappointing because you had a plan and everything.
I did. I was like, I'm gonna watch this movie. But I do recommend it though if you do have it available. It was nice kind of seeing the roots of Idris Elba as Luther.
I was just gonna say it's Idris Elba show, yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're kind of into the whole like detective drama. Yeah. You guys can follow me on Twitch. I stream sometimes, and it'll be the same username as this one here, TheGeekySandbox. I am also on Twitter as Victoria Woe. I follow Kenneth. You guys should follow Kenneth.
Just follow at Kenneth a minute if you want to hear stupid things I say, like talking about my cats or talking about cucumbers.
Or cucumbers.
Thank you very much again for having me, Victoria. And I'd like to hear from everyone in the comments. What's your favorite dinosaur? Mine is the Brachiosaur.
And mine is also the Brachie. So you can't take
excellent.
It. Not you, Kenneth. Okay. No, we can have the same one. You can't.
Okay. Yeah, get creative, losers.
Of course, if you did like this video, go ahead and give it a like rating down below. And if you are new around here, and if you're old around here, consider subscribing. We're trying to get more content up on the channel, and hopefully you'll find something that you like. Until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Bye! Is that the end?
Yes.
Cool. Oh, I was setting up a thing.
What? Oh, you were.
Like for the video, like setting up the end of the video.